In this video, I'm going to show you how to reflect your garment and join the two sides together. So here I have the right side of my garment drawn. Before I start reflecting, I want to make sure I have a guideline drawn out. Typically, you would have your guideline drawn before you start drawing. To draw a guide, you want to turn your rulers on. That is Command R or Control R on a PC. And then you'll see this ruler around the edge of your artboard. You'll click on the ruler and pull this guide, and I'm leaving it right in the center of my croquis, and I let go. Okay, so this is my axis point that I'm going to use for reflecting my garment. The next thing I need to do is select my garment, and now I need to use my reflect tool to reflect and copy all of these items to the other side of my croquis. So the reflect tool can be found in your toolbar. It looks like these two triangles pointing at each other. You can also locate the reflect tool by the shortcut O. So when I activate the reflect tool, I get these crosshairs. I need to place the crosshairs on my axis to define the axis that I'm going to mirror my garment over. So this is the vertical axis. I place my crosshairs there. And before I click, I need to hold down Option on my keyboard. This is very important. Hold down Option before you click. So with Option held down, I click and I release to get this dialog box. So here it gives me the dialog box. I want to make sure vertical is selected. If angle is selected, it's going to put my garment in some place I don't want it to be. So with vertical selected, I will hit copy. And that brings my garment to the other side. Now I'll go ahead and hide my guide, hitting Command : so I can see everything right now. And at a glance, it looks like my bodice is one piece because I did a really good job reflecting it perfectly. But if I go in with my arrow tools, I can see that the bodice is not joined together. So I need to do that. I drew this as an open line. So I'm going to use the join command to join these two sides together. So I will select one side, and then I'll hold Shift to select the other side, and I'm going to use the join command. So the join command is in several places. You can go to Object, Path, Join. You can right-click Join, and then you can also do Command J or Control J. So I'll do Command J, and that joined these two sides together, but it seems to have messed up my holes of my garment here. And you can see that it also changed the arrangement of my layers. So it brought some of it forward. So we need to adjust a couple of things. I need to maybe repunch these holes out, and I need to make sure that the bodice is placed in the correct position, which should be in front of the sleeves, but behind the other bodice pieces. So I'm going to select this bodice piece. So let me go ahead and move this back some more. I'm using the shortcuts on my keyboard to keep moving this backward. It's Command bracket. So the left bracket is moving it backward. And that looks good. I could also go into my layers and expand them. And I see that, you know, the hole is still not punched out. So I need to find this circle and punch that hole out. So I'm going to spend a second trying to find this circle. So I sent it back a few more times. And here we have our circles for our grommet. So let me go ahead and select, and I'll use my Pathfinder tool in the Properties panel -front to remove. I'm not sure why the left side stayed punched out and then the right side didn't. It could be the way I drew it initially, or it could just be the layering order. Regardless, I was able to fix it. When you're joining two sides together and you have a lot of layers in your drawing, things will always become misordered and you're going to have to reorder your drawing. So that's just a little example of how that happens. But now I go in with my black arrow, and my bodice is one piece. So Command J, or the join tool, will join two open lines to create a closed shape.